Hello, and welcome to day one of this series. In this series, I'm going to be going over trades that were taken during the season 7 strategy wars that we hosted in the trading floor community. This series is going to review for you guys trades that were all placed during the month of November of 2024. So you'll see that I'll be running through the month and showing you guys all the different days that I was competing in strategy wars. For this strategy wars, I actually did sign up with a different team. Normally, I am with Happy Trail or Stairmaster. I kind of go between those two, or Fractal Frenzy now. But I was with Wave Rider this season. I was trying out something new. I was working with something that I was trying to kind of feel out this breakout strategy with like a reversal breakout strategy. I'm kind of trying it out the last couple of months, seeing how I feel about it. And I was tinkering with it with Wave Rider. I will go over what Wave Rider settings I used when I am showing those trades, but I was also on the price action team as well. So in Strategy Wars, you can pick a strategy team as well as a concept team. And I was with Wave Rider for my strategy, and I was with price action for my concept team. So some of the trades are going to show you Wave Rider as well as price action. Some of them are just going to show price action. I will differentiate which one I'm using, if I am using both or if I'm only using one or the other throughout the trades in this series. For today, though, we're going to start with day one of the competition, which was November 4th. So if you guys see here, I was actually submitting trades for multiple days, and you will see that throughout the series. The Commissioner J was aware that I would be doing this. There is an option you can select when you are filling out your stuff in the beginning for the competition, like whether you would be late submitting. And I did say yes, I would be late submitting. If any of you know, I am pretty busy right now. I recently had a baby, so getting things in at the end of the day sometimes is a little difficult for me. So I was posting things when I had a chance for multiple days. However, please know that I did follow the rules if you guys are in the competition. I made sure that every single day that I did message Jay once I knew I had a trade to submit. So this wasn't like I was posting afterthoughts. I just was submitting in testimonials a little bit late. Okay, so that's my little spiel. I'm not going to do that spiel in every single video moving forward. I just want those of you who are going to be watching this series to know, like, this is what I'm working with. As far as the type of account I was using, I did trade with my personal live account throughout this entire month. At the end of the month, I will show you guys what that looks like. I met my goal around the time that it ended. This was a shorter strategy wars for us. You'll see that it actually starts on November 4th. So that's the first trade I'll show you guys here. And it ended a little bit earlier. It ended on November 27th due to Thanksgiving being a holiday for those of us in the US. And then the 29th, which is the day that I'm recording this right now, is Black Friday. And the markets can be a little bit weird with that because people still kind of treat it like a holiday and things can be a little bit slower. So because of that, we ended up doing strategy wars for the month of November from the 4th to the 27th, running Monday through Friday. So we actually had a pretty short strategy wars. Luckily, I was able to still meet my personal monthly goal that I like to meet. But yeah, this pretty much ran over the course of like more like a 3 week-ish period, a 3 week and some change period. And for me personally, there was 2 days where I was not able to trade due to my own personal life and things going on. So it really did work out to be about 3 weeks of Monday through Friday of trading for me, but you'll be able to see that at the end. But this was all done on my personal live account. I did not end up closing anything out earlier or anything like that. In previous strategy wars, sometimes I do that, but you'll see at the end every day that I was trading that I submitted trades for. It'll all be on the very last testimonial that I have. I'll show you quickly what I mean by that, but there will be a day like this, and what you'll see at the end is like a screenshot showing you the last day that I traded and then just showing you like the weekly and then the monthly. And you'll see, like, as I'm showing here, I'm just scrolling through every day and that's all on the same account. So that way there's no surprises or you guys have to search around on different things. This everything is on one account here at the end. But we'll get to that in the very last video. Let's get back to the very first day, which was November 4th. So if you are in the trading floor community and you are looking for this in the testimonial section to be able to, whatever, look at my stuff that you want to see the markups more or beyond what I'm showing you guys in this video, you're going to find this under November 6th. I posted it on the November 6th date, but the 4th and the 5th are going to be here. You'll see the 6th in a little bit. We'll do that in another video. But today's video is going to review for you November 4th's markup and what it is that I was thinking. So you can see this is the screenshot for November 4th. I did take two trades. I did something called stacking. Basically, what I'll do is I'll take two trades pretty close together, and I usually am targeting different take profits. So sometimes I'll target an initial take profit just to secure some profit, and then I'll have a second take profit that potentially is targeting maybe a lower area, looking to maximize my potential profit between two different trades. And if I've secured profit with my first trade, then my second trade can run a little more risk free, and I don't have to worry about uh, that potentially going back and hitting a stop loss or something like that, and then not winning any money for that day. So that's kind of my logic, a quick little look into my brain as to why I do two entries at the same time, looking to get like a quicker secured take profit and then maybe looking to hold for a bigger profit potential. It did not work out in this case. I did get my take profit one, but my second trade, if we look here, you will see that the second trade actually ended up getting hit. My trailing stop ended up getting hit. So that's okay. That happens. I wasn't able to like maximize and get like a huge profit on that, but I did follow my rules and that's what's important. So both of the trades were entered around this point. Again, my take profit for my first trade was here at this level. And then I was looking to target like a heavier take profit too. It did go down pretty far into profit. So at that point, I did move my stop loss for my second trade to slightly in profit. That's what you're seeing here, where it says hit trade to trailing profit. So I was trailing that second trade and hoping that, the market would continue to drop, but it didn't. That's okay though. Like I said, it came back, it hit my trailing stop. So I ended up making, that 400, it looks like 495 and 30 cents, and then the 504 and 35 cents on each of those trades. Over for you guys what I was seeing and why I actually took this trade. I am on the NASDAQ 100. I'm on the 1 minute time frame. Showed you here that it is Monday the 4th. I don't like Mondays. I have said this so many times in all my videos. I don't like them. I really don't like trading Mondays, but for strategy wars, I do trade them. It's the first day of it, so I want to show up and compete for my team. But I do not like them ever. And unfortunately, due to my schedule and the way that my life has been working, Mondays don't really work out well for me to trade at my normal times, which meant I had to be in a little bit earlier prior to market opening. And, that's tough. That's a really tough one for me, personally, on a Monday morning prior to opening. You really can get a lot of volatility, hence why you're seeing these big movements here, and that can be a little bit dangerous to trade in, so if you were a newer trader, my suggestion is to just wait out Monday mornings until after opening. You potentially can fall for some pretty heavy liquidity traps, and you don't want to get stuck in that. That can be really frustrating, a little whiplashy feeling for a newer trader. I myself, as a little bit more of an experienced trader, also felt a little frustrated this day, as obviously because my trailing profit didn't work out the way I had hoped it would. But it is what it is, and that's the risk you take trading on a Monday morning prior to opening. So the reason I did get in though, even though I don't love Monday mornings, as I've stated, is because I was seeing a overall trend happening, a bit of a bearish trend forming, even on a higher time frame. But I'm showing you guys the 1 minute screenshot, but you can see there is a bearish bit of a trend here happening. There was some structure also happening, so you can see that it's been creating structure and continuing to drop. And it did drop out of a zone that I had marked. That's what you're seeing, this green area. I have my resistance up here and I have a support here using levels to the left. The market comes and it drops through both of those areas, which was a good indication that there's a lot of momentum to the bearish side. And then it comes back up and it does retest this zone, this resistance area. That's a good sign. Plus, with the bearish symbol for the wave rider, that was kind of reassuring that the trend may start to change. And, at this time, though, like, this is still pretty early if you're looking at the times on here. This is still pretty early, a little earlier than I was even going to get in. I wasn't ready to start trading just yet, but a few minutes later, and this is only a few minutes later because this is 1 minute time frame, but about, a half hour or so later, I was looking to start taking my trades, and I was waiting. I was kind of around this period. I remember waiting to see what it would do at this resistance level. And, it does come back up, and when it came back up in here, I was still waiting. I'm waiting because I wanna make sure that it's not going to push up and make a new higher high and start forming a different market structure where you would have, like, a change of character in the market. I did not see that happen, which is good, and that signals to me that there's potentially still bearish pressure and momentum, and basically what happens is you get a second rejection at this resistance level. So you have a double top, your first is here, your second is here, and you have a double rejection at this resistance level of price, and then you had some pretty strong bearish candles for the 1 minute, and that was a nice indication for me that our bearish pressure is still continuing. The most recent symbol was a bearish wave rider symbol. All of this was happening, like I said, at this price action level that I already knew. I liked this resistance zone. So a double rejection at this resistance level with the bearish wave rider symbol. I was happy to get in. And that's where the entry happens here. As far as my stop loss goes, I was a bit heavy here. In hindsight, I probably could have, obviously gone maybe at the tops of my double tops and gotten a little better reward. But for me, like I said about Mondays and volatility, and this is pre-market opening, I just wasn't feeling like that was a safe bet to do. Just had not liked that idea. I thought potentially I could get like a liquidity wick or something thrown at me and get stopped out. So I wanted to be safer with it. And I just went to like the highest peak for this move. And it still worked out for me because my take profit area was at this level, the top of this zone level, which is the next zone that it was likely going to be pulled to. Once it tests this one, the next zone was down in here. So I figured this space in here would be where the market would move from this support down to this resistance area of the market. So that is what happened. And that is why I targeted that as my take profit one. So the risk to reward ratio between my stop loss being up here down to here, it still worked out to be okay. And then as far as my second trade goes, I kind of explained that a little bit as far as like why it ended up here because it was trailing. What happened was I entered around this area. The market came all the way down here. I was likely more than like 1.5 because that's usually my rules, 1.5-ish in reward somewhere around here. And I would have moved my stop loss to slightly in profit. So around this area. And then I did make a little bit of profit, but the market did come back up and it did hit my trailing stop. And that's okay. It happens. I wanted to stay safe here. I'd rather secure some profit than no profit. So I'm definitely okay with that. And see for the day, I mean, I did pretty well, $975.65 for day one of starting the account. So I'm always happy to start an account off in profit. And that is how that played out for me for day one of Strategy Wars. We'll see you back here for day two.